Tennessee, a 25-15 winner over Oklahoma on the road. Number 6 takes down number 15, and Tennessee is 4-0 heading into the bye week here to begin the 2024 campaign. I'm Eric Kane alongside Matt Ray. Awesome price here on the VolQuest.com postgame mini-pod. It is a late one, but we're going to get in here and give some immediate reactions, some instant reactions to Matt Ray. Hey, that's a good win, all right? I know a lot of people are going to sit back here and go and say the offense was pathetic and the play calling was abysmal, and we'll get into all that and everything. But at the end of the day, you played with 2 backup tackles. You're on the road, okay? You won a football game against a ranked opponent, and you covered. I'm not even talking about the betting angle. You covered. You are 4-0 heading in the bye week. This is a good win for Tennessee, and you take it every single day of the week.
Yeah, this is a good win for Tennessee. Heard Joey Halsley say this in the celebration postgame. You have to go win games differently. And this is as different of a win as you're going to see for Tennessee. I mean, at the end of the day, you're probably not going to see many defensive front sevens as talented as this Oklahoma defensive front seven. And Stutzman all over the field. They're really dynamic up front. They're really versatile. They make plays. And as you said, you play with 2 backup tackles for most of the night.
And I want to get your thought, but that's a really good point. I've seen, again, we're in the game and, emotions are flowing. I've seen a lot of posts, tweets saying, oh, this Oklahoma team sucks, call it like it is. I don't know what this offense will be as the year goes along, but I think this defense is pretty good. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Again, they also want them to never give up a yard or a first down. I mean, It's the message boards that, that make VolQuest, but it also is what will drive you crazy because people are unrealistic. I mean, Tennessee played with 2 backup tackles.
Yeah.
I mean, I said going into the game, my fear was when John Campbell had to come out because he ain't made it through a whole game yet. Well, what happened? He not only had to come out.
He played maybe a quarter combined.
Yeah, and it was Larry Johnson at left tackle and Dane Davis at right. And, I mean, literally, I think Josh Heupel and Joey Halsley at the half said, we got away with 2 in the first half where Nico got hit from the blind side the one time, the other time he got, Dane just got whipped and he fumbled. And we got away with it. The only way we're losing this game with the defense playing the way it is if we try to throw it down the field a bunch and do what we normally do. So let's adjust.
And
I thought that's good coaching. I mean, the people that they don't think that's good coaching, wake up. You're 4-0. And so, again, they weren't perfect. They've got 2 weeks to get better. They've got to figure out some way to get John Campbell where he can
play.
Yeah. Lance Hurd will be fine. He'll be back in 2 weeks. I know I said that last week. He'll be back in 2 weeks. But, I mean, this is a team that's going to lean on their defense when they need to. Offensively, as Matt said, and Joey's right, I asked that to Josh Heupel in the postgame. You've been, 2 tight end sets. You've been 4 receiver sets. You've went fast. You've won it going slow. And I said, is this the most versatile offense you've ever had? And he said, yes. I mean, they just have different things. Now, they got a lot of stuff to clean up. I thought Nico was really efficient tonight.
He started, at least on the football, he started like 10 of 12. Again, he's always hot start through the air.
Yeah, and, they did not take advantage of the good field position they had in the first quarter. I mean, the first 3 drives were at the 50, the 40, their own 40, and then the 50 again.
3 points.
And they got 3 points.
Yeah.
And I think that Oklahoma threw some stuff at them and defended it well. And so, I think Oklahoma's defense is really, really solid. I think Oklahoma's offense, they've got quarterback issues. And when you have quarterback issues, that's a strain on your whole team. We've seen that many times when Tennessee had quarterback issues over the last 15 years. So, they'll have to figure that out here. That's up to the people at Oklahoma. But, again, Tennessee's 4-0. As I told somebody at the tailgate earlier today, what do you think? I said, who cares? Because there's do I think I've got Tennessee in the points? Do I win? And I'm like, who cares? Just win by 51 or win by 1. Just win. Yeah. How many times has Tennessee? I don't know how many times I have literally listened to a crowd go bananas because a quarterback over the last 15 years got blindsided. I'm older than you guys, so my date's a little bit longer. And Tennessee doesn't recover. That happened twice, and they didn't score. No. Tennessee got the ball back both times. I mean, again, they've got a lot to improve on. But I think this should be scary for everybody that Tennessee's defense is continuing to play the way it is. And Tennessee's 4-0, and their offense has been kind of, flashed, but I wouldn't call it superb. But again, Nico's flashing, that, and they'll figure the rest out.
Yeah, 100%. The story of the night is the defense, as it's been pretty much every game this season so far, Matt. I think I had this right. I know I tweeted it late in the fourth quarter. If I missed one of there, I apologize. Gave up 15 points, forced 2 turnovers on downs, forced 3 turnovers, forced 7 punts. They were like 3 of 16 on third down. The Tennessee defense is incredible. The first touchdown, as me and Austin touched on in the 2-minute, was, they were playing Edwin Spillman and Caleb Berry at linebacker, and then once they got inside the 10, they tried to put in the first team, and it was a little too late. And then the second one should have never happened. I'm going to stop because I've already...
It was weak.
It was the weakest personal foul call I've ever seen in my life. You call me a homer all you want. I don't care. That was pathetic officiating.
Well, the refs sucked.
They were so bad.
The final touchdown where they all the kid, either barely got it across or didn't get it across, but they all went in there and they all kind of looked around and was like, well, okay. And then I was like, is this real?
It should.
This is what you see at like Tommy Shumpert, on a Saturday afternoon. What is going on?
The score shouldn't have even been 15 points because the stupid roughing the passer penalty allowed them to. And Tennessee still almost stopped them, Matt.
Forced it to fourth down again. Eric, I don't know exactly the timestamp. It was somewhere under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They hadn't hit over 100 yards.
Yeah, they hadn't hit over 100 yards. There was literally an Oklahoma fan right behind me on the field that said, hey, we're over 100 yards. And then 2 plays later, she said, hey, we're back below 100 yards because it dropped down to 98 because Tennessee got a tackle for a loss.
Feels like it, right?
Guys, the defense, the response from Tim Banks' unit, and I think you talk about those 2 early turnovers kind of back against the wall in a hostile environment. Those guys never flinched. That's an evolution of the program, in my opinion, that, like Austin said, if you paid attention to this one, you should be scared because they're going to figure things out more and more offensively because Nico is flashing.
I thought Tennessee, obviously, Joshua Joseph said it in the postgame as well, and he's exactly right. Offensively, you want to establish the run. Defensively, you want to shut down the run. That is football 101. That is how every football offense and defense is built. It took a little while to get the run game going, but overall, Tennessee was able to get it going there in the second quarter. I thought Deshaun Bishop added something really good there to kind of get that jump started. He had a good game. He is clearly RB2 right now. And then Dylan Sampson came on there as the game went on. Had that drive, Austin, the touchdown drive there late in the second quarter where it was 8 plays, 46 yards, all Dylan Sampson. He had every single yard of that drive. I thought that was the difference in the game that really put it away for Tennessee, in my opinion. And then I thought Deshaun Bishop ran well on in the second half. Again, this isn't the best rushing game Tennessee's going to have, but overall finished with, I think, 163 yards rushing, 151. 151, that's kind of that cutoff that we've been referencing all week long. I thought they could blow past it tonight, but in the end, it was not a great day running, but it was certainly good enough against what we think is a pretty good defense.
I'm not trying to cut you off, Austin, but it won't be referenced. Probably, again, won't be something you look back to, but I would be interested to see how many teams rush for 150 yards or 168 yards on this Oklahoma team at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Again, super impressed with this front seven for them. Those linebackers, Stutzman's 6'4". He was all over the field. They did a lot up front. They threw a lot at Tennessee, given the fact that Tennessee wasn't at full strength. It was still a pretty impressive outing, and things didn't go very well in terms of running the football. But Deshaun Bishop was the one that was kind of the spark.
Yeah, he was.
And then from there, Dylan Sampson got hot, but Deshaun Bishop's playing really good football right now.
He is. They both got to work on their pass protection though, because they both got pulled at one point for the lack of pass. Both fumbles there in the first half were because Sampson missed the safety coming around
on the left side.
On
yeah.
the left side, and then Deshaun didn't pick it up on the right side.
Sure.
After Dane got just obliterated around the edge.
Yeah, Dane number one. Yeah, but he's got to have some help. Yeah.
Again, they I'll continue to reiterate. They adapted. They did not continue to try to do the same old thing because they knew the only way they were losing this football game was if they gave up short field strip sacks and Oklahoma had to drive 20 yards. They got away with it twice in the first half. they didn't allow that to happen in the second.
Would you rather have 55 points or rather have a win? Because if you try to get 55 points tonight, maybe you don't win. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I mean, I agree completely with what you said. I think this was an excellent job of coaching, knowing what the situation is, what you're working with, and knowing if you play defense and run the football, it's going to be good enough here in the second half. And
hats off to Tim Banks, man. You want to know who the MVP of this program is?
Yeah.
It's the guy that everybody loves to hate on. And they can keep hating. That dude just continues to dial up blitzes and dial up great defense. And he's got a juggernaut of group that I mean, hey, listen, I thought Arion Carter tonight was. He was a heat-seeking missile. John Reed loved to reference how Jaden Harmon erases people.
Yep.
Arion Carter erased them a few times tonight. I mean, like, woo.
Tennessee's depth really showed up. Omar Norman Lott, sack. Jason Jenkins
game of his life.
Jason Jenkins.
Hey,
played a heck of a game.
We had no cramping tonight. I mean, everybody, all the talk of cramping coming in. No, we had no cramping. We had 2 or 3 fake injuries. One on an extra point. One where DJ Terry looked like he got shot by a sniper from the upper deck. And then, of course, the bad one to the one kid. I hope all prayers go out to him. I hope he's okay. That was nasty. Poor Cooper Mays saw that thing and was like, oh.
Cooper Mays immediately went hands to head there. That was that was ugly.
You saw all these guys, and for Tennessee, I was going to say I thought Aaron Carter played really well. I thought Tyree West had a great game. I thought he was all over the place. I thought Jason Jenkins had a good game. I thought talking about Tim Banks dialing it up blitzing, Jacoby Thomas is great off the edge. We saw it in NC State. I think we saw it against Chattanooga, and we saw it again here tonight. He caused one of those turnovers there against Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold was not good in this football game, and again, credit to Tennessee's defense. We'll continue to break down this win as the day goes on, guys, and the weekend on into next week. But what's the most important thing for this football team? 4-0, entering the bye week, knowing you start with Arkansas, which is another road game in the SEC. Road games are never easy, but then you get into the meat of your schedule: Florida, Alabama, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, just get back healthy, get your tackles back, get those guys back out on the field. It's going to be a physical football game at Arkansas. They're going to run you around. That quarterback can make plays. They're going to fly around and hit you, But I mean, at the end of the day, Tennessee outmatches Arkansas. So just get your guys back healthy. Get ready for, as you said, Eric, that stretch run of Florida, Alabama at home, and you've got a really good chance now that you left Norman, Oklahoma 4-0. To be 6-0 when Alabama rolls into town, and we'll see what they do against Georgia.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Luckily, it's a bye week for us, so we can watch it, right?
Absolutely.
Last thing, Austin Price. It's been the storyline of the entire week, and in post game, he said he was deflecting, and I believe him. I mean, knowing Josh Heupel, he would never make something like this about himself. But got choked up a little bit talking about his mom, and that's understandable. Coming back here, said that she wanted this. She was looking forward to this one more than anything, and of course, this is the first season without her. You saw Nico run over there and give him the game ball as the clock struck 0. Focus on this team getting this win and all that, but this one means a heck of a lot for Josh Heupel, and that game ball is going to go in his office.
Yeah, it does. It means a lot. It wasn't about him, but the players knew that this would be a big one for him to win, and Oklahoma had a nice, tasteful I thought it was very tasteful because I don't think you want to overdo it. I mean, he's not your coach, and but they had a nice, tasteful thing. He kind of patted his heart. I mean, he likes this place, man. He loves Oklahoma. Let's call it what it is. His mom lived here her last part of her years here, and his sister's husband's family was totally ingrained in the university, and again. You never say never, but I think he sees what he's building at Tennessee and sees what kind of sleeping giant it is. And, I think this one was, it was personal for a number of different reasons. But now it's moving on. I mean, he's turned the page. I mean, as he said, he kind of, at the end of his press conference was like, hey, one more thing. And he's like, he kind of got emotional again, talking about all the people that have affected his life, affected his mom's life in recent years. That she's what means the world to him. I mean, I'm telling you, when she passed, he and I exchanged some, texts, that'll stay between us. But he was that lady was super dear to him. Now, it's his dad, Ken. I mean, he's one proud papa tonight. But, big, win for the Heupel family. And, now it's on to Arkansas in 2 weeks.
Huge win for Tennessee because they play dominant football in some areas, knowing that you haven't all put it together, and it's week 4. You shouldn't be peaking in week 4, but you're talking about a sleeping giant here with Josh Heupel with the university. I think this team, honestly, I don't know how much, everybody's paying attention to this team, but this team really is kind of getting better and better, and if it hits on all phases, boy, this is going to be a tough team to knock out late in the season, and maybe we'll see about the college football playoffs. So,
well, they're if you're just going off and again, none of that stuff matters, but just going off the percentages, by winning tonight, their chances to make the college football playoff, like by the whatever method they're doing for the percentages, went to like 80%, right?
I think they were like at 66, and now you jump up.
I mean, you're jumping way up with this win tonight, and so you're right. The best thing is Arkansas is not a trap game because you have 2 weeks to prepare.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it was next week, it's totally a trap game.
Yeah.
2 weeks to prepare. They have to go to A&M next week. A&M will beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tennessee's got to get healthy, get Lance Hurd back, get John Campbell back serviceable, and see what happens.
And this isn't a Florida team you really have to look ahead to right now. Where even 2 weeks to prepare for Oklahoma or to prepare for Arkansas, you don't have to look ahead as much to Florida as you would have in years past. Again, I'll go Brent Hubbs here.
I will go Brent Hubbs.
It's Florida.
Here.
You have to see it to believe it, but right now, this is not a very good Florida football team. You don't have to look that far
I'll go
ahead.
there. If that thing's at night, that Neyland will swallow them.
Yeah.
Swallow the Gators. It is. I will go ahead and say that. Maybe not 4 years from now, but this year with where they're at, they'll swallow.
I know I'm giving the rapid up sign, but you're talking about swallow. This Tennessee team didn't get swallowed by nothing. I'm not saying that it was. I mean, it was loud at times. It was certainly not Georgia loud or some other. But I was genuinely impressed with how this offense operated. When it wanted to go tempo, it did. It slowed it down at times. I think Tennessee had one false start penalty pre-snap.
Yeah, that's right. Early in the game.
I was impressed by that. And I asked Josh Heupel that after the game, and he was impressed by it as well. We'll go back and watch it. We'll talk about it in the days to come. The important thing is Tennessee is 4-0 after a 25-15 win over Oklahoma here at the Palace on the Prairie.